Okay, so let's start with a sketch, and I'm going to come onto this front plane here. So I'm going to go to create and circle, or just go keyboard shortcut C. Click in the origin because I want to make sure that everything is directly in the origin, and I'm going to do diameter of 2.5, but I want it to be inches, and because I'm in the UK, my units are set to millimeters. So if I just type in IN, it'll do it for me. And obviously, I'm going to revolve this, and I can't revolve a full circle. So I'm going to do L for line or create and line there, but keyboard shortcut L. Come to the center and drag up, and I'll do the same just to come down like that. Hit T to trim, or you can grab those scissors and get rid of that half there. And finish sketch. So then what I can do is go to revolve or create and revolve, which is there. So if it's a close profile, it should highlight for you. Axes, let's just grab that middle one there. So we've got this circle here. So just so you know, I'm going sort of like this reference image, these reference images I've found here. I'm kind of like freehanding it a little bit, but that's sort of what we're going with. So let's, sorry, my mouse is scratching my desk really badly. Let's create a sketch. And I'm going to do R for rectangle or create and rectangle. No, I'm going to go center rectangle so I can snap to the middle. So this is why we make sure we do everything in the center so we can come out. And we'll do something like that. I'm going to finish sketch. So what I'm going to do is go to split body. Body to split, we'll select that. Splitting tool, let's grab. And we'll just create it. So we've got that. Now what you might find if you made that too big, if I open my sketch up, I can actually make this smaller later. So I can edit that as and when I need it. So probably something like that. Let's see how that looks. And I can turn that sketch off again. So at the minute, that's now been changed into 3 different bodies, like that. Let's go to press pull, grab that middle bit, and then I'm going to drag that in a bit, like that. So we do something like -2, let's do -1, like that. So we've got that there. Then let's construct. I'm going to go to offset plane, but if you just click on the construct, it automatically does an offset plane. I'm going to grab this, just drag it out a little bit, just so it's at the front there. I'm going to create a sketch. Let's do C for circle again, and again snap to the origin. And it needs to be something like that. Do E to extrude, drag that through, something like that. So we know, well, first of all, let's go to inspect, and let's go to measure, and let's just figure out the distance there. There is 1.869. Okay, that's fine. So let's have a look. Okay, do create sketch. See circle. Let's come out a little bit. Grab that E. Grab this here. And 1.869, I think it was. Yeah, that's pretty close. Then do another sketch. Right in the center. Again, this is all the big benefit of making sure everything is at the center of the origin. Drag that up a little bit, and we came in, so let's do 1. That all sort of matches like that. So we've got the basic sort of shape down. So we want to then, so we've still got this is now one body. So let's create a sketch. And what we're going to do is come directly across the middle like that. We'll do both sides. And then what we'll do is let C circle come to the middle. I'm going to come all the way out like that. And then if I turn off the bodies, you can see we've got this line here. Now we want to make sure which bit okay, it's going to be like that. let's go to split body, grab that sketch. Let's try it again. Split body, grab that sketch. Let's put that sketch back on again. Split body. Split body. Like that. So we've got top like that. So what we want is those to be joined. So let's combine 1, 2, 3 together, because then we've got that there. But then what we do want is create a sketch. I'm going to make a circle something like that. Come across like that. Again, let's trim that off. Let's go to revolve, grab our profile, grab our axes. We'll set that to a new body for now. So we hide that. Let's create a sketch. And what we're going to do is L. I'm going to draw a line across here. And I'm going to draw a line straight like that as well. Then what we can do is let's split this body as well. Select that line. So we can turn that off. Like that, so we've got that. Let's turn those back on, and then we can combine those back together again. Combine those like that. And then let's use this circle, combine, cut. Let's keep it all for now. So we've got that, I turn that off. So we've got that hole like that. And then let's do the same for that. Let's do combine, target body U, full body U. You don't need to keep it this time. Like that. So now we've got those two bits like that. So now we want to do the inside. So let's do it. I'll turn that sketch off now. So if you have a look at this image here, you see we've got these sort of like in a bits. So quite easy to do. We'll do it on one and then we'll mirror it over. So we're going to take this, Control C, Control V to copy and paste it and hide one of them so we don't destroy it. Let's create a sketch on this plane here. I'm going to do alpha line and come across like that. And I'm going to do another line like that. And I'm going to hit D for dimension or modify and do it. Sketch dimension. I'm going to go here to here. I'll make that to be 45 degrees, like that. I'm going to offset, and drag that out, and let's do something like 4. Do the same the other side, but it'll be -4, so -4, like that. I want to make sure this passes this line here, so we have to modify and extend, like that. And then I'm going to create, and then circular pattern. Let's grab these two lines, select this center point here, and set that to 4, like that. So we've got these profiles, and then if I hit create and project, or it's shortcut for P, and grab this circle, that will then make sure that these are all closed profiles. I can finish sketch, hit E to extrude. Let's grab all of these profiles. I'm going to drag this down like that. Now I'm going to change operation from cut to intersect, so I get that shape there. If I turn this back on, you see that that's sort of like giving that shape there. Now, a couple of things you could do. So you could try. Now, this didn't work when I tried to practice the first time. I'll drag that up. Yeah, so I'll get this error here. So what you can do instead, which is a tool I don't use a great deal of, go to Surface, Create, Offset. Just grab that, and don't even set an offset, click OK. So if I turn that off, you see we've got this paper thin outline there. So what I can do is we can go to Create and Thicken, and we can bring that up a little bit, something like that. Like that. So we've got that sort of shape. What we can then do as well, let's do the same thing as before. So we need to create a sketch. Go Control C, Control V to copy and paste that. Hide the original. Create a sketch. And then let's do rectangle along there, but maybe we'll bring that down a little bit. Something like that. Let's hit E to extrude. Bring that across. Let's set that to symmetric. And again, let's do insect. So we've got that shape there. And again, create, run around in surface, go to offset, let's grab those, and OK. And turn that off like that. And then create, thicken, and it should remember the last thing you did, which was 1. Although maybe it's going to need me to do -1. Let's just check. No, we're okay. Okay, and then let's do the same thing. Repeat thicken, 1, like that. So I can turn those back on. There we go, like that. So, just thinking, do I want to make that a little bit thicker? So what I might do, let's go back to my sketch, this one here. Let's just see how this looks if I do this. Yeah, that's probably... See, this is where Fusion is so much better than a few other ones in terms of like parametric. Let's do that. Okay, so we've got that. Let's turn off bits we don't want. I think actually those are all the bits we do currently want. Okay, let's combine. So I got to the solids now. I'm going to combine and select these, but I'm going to set that to combine this time. Like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is let's hit F for fillet. I'm going to grab these inside edges to round them off a little bit. Around. Line, not that line. That line. I think that's all of them. Let's try like 1, see what happens. Check I've not missed any. This one here. So I grab that control when I select it. Like that. Okay, and click on OK. So we've got what it's looking like the inside. Let's bring that back so you can see what's going on. It's looking pretty good for what we want. Let's turn that off for a second. Okay, and then what we want to do, because we want to have this going to be like a, I'll bring this back over so you can see. It's almost like this little, like, it's not a window because you can't see through it, but you get the idea of what we're trying to create. So I want that to be another like inset of material. Basically, because when we're texturing this inside a Blender, anything we want to have a different material needs to be a different surface to do it. Let's go to patch. If I grab that surface like that and click OK, so I can turn it off and you see we've got this. So what I can do is, again, go to create and thicken. And let's do like 5. That's 5. 5. Well, if we do 1, so it matches there. And then maybe if we go solids, let's go to press pull. 5.5. Try that again. Let's grab that. No. Why won't you let me do that? 5.1. No. Let's do that thicken. Bring that back. Or tell you what, let's, instead of doing that way, let's get rid of that patch. Edit feature. That let's patch from this side. So back to surface, the patch, grab that surface there. Okay, and then we can go create thicken. Then we can do 5. Like that. There we go. So if I turn off this, you see we got this here. Let me give that a very small fillet. Just to round that up a little bit. Okay, and then what we can do, go to solids, create pattern, select the pattern, bodies, grab that, axes, put this right in the middle, just put that to 4. So we've got those bits. Let's turn those off. We can do, let's go to F for fillet. Grab, not that edge, let's grab these edges here. Work our way around. 0.05, not want a massive one. Maybe a bit more than that though. 0.1. Something like that. Bring all those back. That's looking pretty good. Bring back reference image, so we can have a look, see if we're missing anything. No, I think we're looking pretty solid. Let's bring this back here. Okay, and then probably what we want to do next is let's mirror rid of that. Let's mirror these. So let's go to create mirror bodies. Let's grab all these bodies. Mirror plane. Grab the surface here. I want to join it. Let's change that to new body. So we've got those. Then if I were to hide that bit I don't want. This bit I do want. There, and then I'll bring back my top bit. There we go. So we've got that. So modeling is close to being done. Let's hide all of these. We've got a few bits we're going to have to remove later, but okay. Let's create a sketch. That's going to be in that middle, which is fine. We're going to create our hinge in a second. Let's go R for rectangle. We're going to do center rectangle again. Come across something like that. Finish sketch. I'm going to take both of these bodies, Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. Copy and paste, hide the originals. So I've got those two there. Hit E to extrude. Drag out like that. Let's change that again to intersect. Like that, and then create pipe. I'm going to do a pipe here. I might even leave it that sort of size. Let's change that to new body. Like that. Hide those. So this will be our hinge. Let's create sketch. Now, it's not going to be a working hinge, obviously. We're just going to try and make it look like it'll work. Come up. Something like that. Body. And then let's press pull so we can make this a bit smaller. Something like that. And then after fill it, let's round some of these edges over. I'll do the same. That. So that should start to give us our hinge. So if we bring these back, yeah, so you got an idea of what's going on there. Let's hide. I'm just trying to decide whether I want to cut into that. I think I probably do. I'm going to give this a save so I don't mess, and if not. So what, let's get rid of the bits we know we don't want. Okay, so keep, don't need you anymore. Right click and remove. Don't need the surfaces anymore. Remove. These bits we don't need. Remove. Remove. Make sure don't go on delete, because if you delete stuff, it can mess up things in your timeline, which is what we don't want. Okay, so keep. It's going to be all our little windowy things. This bit we don't need. Remove. Okay, so that is all the bits that we do need. Okay, let's fill it some edges. I'll do that one. Do a very small fillet on these first, because on the modeling side is pretty much done. So then we'll jump over to Blender to have it go. Let's do our big one. Is that acceptable? I feel like it's kind of just a bit sharp, doesn't it? Tell you what, let's try it without and see how it looks. 0.5. Okay, I think we probably do this. Fillet. These, but we're going to do a small fillet. Let's say down here. 0.2. No, 0.5. 0.3. There we go. Do that. Right, then let's fillet those. Like that. And then we'll do the same here. Let's fillet these. We do this. Let's get rid of. Let's isolate this. Okay, what fillet was this one? 0.3. Let's try this and see how this looks. Fillet 0.3. what size fillet with this again? Edit. 0.3. Fillet. Okay, how does that look? Probably could do all these fillets at the same time, but sometimes it's not a bad idea to do them all separate. Okay, how does that look? I'd say that looks pretty good. Bring all the bits back that you cannot see because they're inside. We got the hinge there. Kind of. Let's get it to save. Let's do combine, cut, keep tools, tool bodies, 1, 2, 3. Let's see how that looks. Don't know if it'll let me fill these, but I don't think it really matters. Yeah. Let me do it there. Combine, 1, 2, 3, make sure it keeps tools, item, fillet, 1. Like that. Okay, I think we are finished. So let's just have a little look at everything. So yeah, we've got a little hinge there. We have got the shell of our Pokeball. If I get rid of one side of it, and it's going to be like those. We've got a bottom, and then we've got the top as well. So I am going to jump over to Blender to have a go at texture and do a little scene and everything for it. If you're not going to join us for that, I hope you've enjoyed following along. And you got questions, leave a comment down below or email me at simon@outlook.com. And if you're going to follow me along while we do the texturing, I'll see you in Blender. Okay, so we're inside of Blender, so we're going to hit A to select everything, X and delete, and let's bring in our file, FBX, and then wherever our Pokeball was. So let's bring this in here, zoom in, so we know this is the right size. Let's do R to rotate X 90, press minus, make sure it's the right way around. G, Z, and we'll just bring it up. Okay, so it's quite simple things to texture. We can do the normal sort of like the red, white, black sort of look to it. So we obviously want it to be metallic. I'm using Blender Kit to get my materials. I'm going to go texture based because I prefer it to procedural. Let's have a look at some metals. Let's have a look. Let's sort of try here. We're going to be on material preview. And then let's tab 3A, and then we're going to unwrap and do cube project. Right. If I go up to the top here, get this little crosshair, I can drag this across, and we can change this to the shader editor. And then we want to make this red. So at the minute, the color is based off this image here, but I go Shift A and go I like a color ramp. I can place that in there, and then let's make this red. Looks quite nice. A bit darker, maybe. Something like that. And the one at the bottom needs to be white or grey. White. So I'm going to take the same material. So I'm going to click on that, and go Control L, and then link materials. But then under the materials tab, if I click on this one here, that makes it a new one. It makes its own separate material, and I can change that to white, like that. Let's do the same for these. Control L to link materials, make it new, and this wants to be black. Like that. In fact, for that, we can probably just get rid of some color ramp entirely. And let's make that and that. Control link materials, like that. And then we do want those two to be the same as that. For our hinge, I want that to be black as well. So let's grab those. L link materials. Okay. Can we make that a little bit more white? That's as white as we're going to get it. Okay. Let's hide everything we've got in here. So we want the inside, it needs to be, let's hide these bits as well so we can see what's going on. This bit here wants to be black as well, I'm pretty sure. So let's grab that. Link materials, like that. And then this wants to be like a bluey sort of thing. So we will link material again, but then let's make that a new material. Let's bring that up and change that to like a bluey sort of material. Oh, I need to make sure that the color ramp is plugged in. Like that. And then let's link all those together. Link materials. I feel like maybe I want to have this a slightly different color. Let's bring this in to make this a little bit, just so you got that separation. There you go, that's quite nice. Like that. Right, let's unhide. Let's hide that. We can hide these. So this and this in the same color. And then all of these in the same color. So, rather than my voice just cracked. Oh, H to unhide everything. So actually, texture wise, pretty easy, pretty quickly done. I am going to do a whole scene, but I'm not going to do it in this video. So if you're interested in seeing the scene, just give me 1 second. Oh, geez, I seem to manage to catch cold in the middle of summer. Don't know how you managed to do it, but there you go. Yes, I'm thinking of doing like a whole scene. So I'm thinking like, I'll do like a water based Pokemon, so I'm going to have this like in a water fog. I might do like a fire based one, not like a volcano, that sort of thing. But rather than do that in this tutorial, make this massive, I'll do it separately. But I'll see if I'll make an actual video for that, or if I'm just going to do it for my own fun, basically. So let's stop there. Hopefully you've enjoyed following along. Not a massively complex thing, but it's quite a fun little thing to do and some nice little skills involved in doing it. If you've got any questions, leave a comment down below or email me at design with Simon@outlook.com.